sit at the border. This blanket's my cover. I wait for my sister. I wait for my mother. The rain it is falling, but I do not feel it. I cannot feel nothing anymore. Push that CNN lens in my face again, and I swear I'll break your head, because the good in me is dead. In the hills of Pristina, my family worked this land, and the images flow through my ticking mind, and they fall like grains of sand. A month ago they took my father. The village was asleep. They put a Russian gun to his temple, and they took him in a Land Rover Jeep. Didn't get his breakfast. So if this is all that's left now, then there is nothing to be said, just that the good in brothers in those hills saw him lying there. His eyes will never see me now, and my fingers touched his hair. I just kissed his dirty hair. I held on to that filthy hair. And last night your bombs came raining. I swear I saw his face. He came running across the open fields to me, in a safe and a peaceful place. I woke shaking and thinking about love that's in this world. And if there is no bigger picture, then this is all obscene and absurd. So you could pass me that revolver there. You could pass me a book I read. You could pass me fresh cut flowers, sir, but don't ask me what I dread, that the good in me is dead. I sit at the border, this blanket's my cover. I wait for my sister. Wait for my mother. I look for my mother. I must wait for my mother. So I wrote this song about 6 or 7 years ago during the Balkans conflict. I wanted to do something more than just write a song that says this should not be happening. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I wanted to climb inside this guy's soul and his head. Try and empathize. What would it feel like to have found my brother dead in the hills of Cardiff if I had one? To have had my father taken from me in the middle of the night, not to be seen again. Maybe to have had everything that my family had worked for generations just stripped away from me overnight. And as I climbed inside his head, you know, I think I'm fairly pacifistic in my outlook on life, but I got to the point where the emotion made me wanted to hurt someone. That human need we have for some sort of violent retribution against folk that hurt us. And I understood that at that moment, and that's the reference, I suppose, to the revolver. And then quickly, though, backed up by a reference to a book. It could be a novel, some poetry, or a text of theology. Coming from that part of Europe, he may have been a Catholic or a Muslim. He might have known something of the tenets of grace and forgiveness. And the flowers are simply a reference to the beauty of the planet that we live on, and how the hell could we ever exit her. And his answer in that moment of separation fracture, probably terror and pain, is to seek out his community. He goes back to those that he loves, hopes that he's going to find them in the remnants of a refugee land as they pass by him in the rain. That's where he's going to find his strength for another step. Whether he finds them or not, we don't know. That's my prerogative as the writer, I guess. I just thought that was where he should stay, in our memory. And I'm all for celebration. I'm all for good times. I'm all for dance music. Stuff that celebrates, helps us to fall into each other's arms and smile, and live a moment. But I walk in a tradition of song that tells a story. And that's all I'm ever going to do. So I sing this, as I always will, for the millions tonight who are the refugees.